Yo, that's crazy. Francisco Lindor is literally watching MLB recap during a game. He for sure 100% is, and I am not lying at all. What's going on, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. We have a lot to talk about today. Mookie Betts is playing like MVP Mookie. Bryce Harper is back to carrying the Phillies in one of the more roller coaster games of the year, and J-Rod is finally heating up for the Mariners. Now, a quick reminder, if you're going to any baseball game, concerts, anything that requires a ticket, use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek to save yourself 20 bucks off your entire order. And without further ado, let's start talking baseball. Let's go ahead and talk about the Phillies and the Braves because I said it was a roller coaster game. Let's talk about why that was. Swanson and Ronald, they don't do anything fancy, but they do just enough. Baseball will reward contact most often, and Bryce Harper had the same idea. He drives an Alec Bohm, and he turned on the Jets to turn a single into an extra base hit. Max Fried has a big-time strikeout against JT Realmuto with the bases loaded. That completes his day, 6 innings, and Matt Olson rewards him. Matt Olson has been slumping as of late, so that is huge for Atlanta, but the Phillies have a guy named Bryce Harper. He does it again. He's going to single in Roman Quinn in the 7th and then dismantle this inside fastball from Kenley Jansen. Jansen has been awful as of late. That one goes to the chop house. The dude has 25 extra base hits and 31 RBIs and just 149 at-bats. That is just laughable. Speaking of laughable, if you're a Phillies fan, please close your eyes and stuff something in your ears because the Braves fans, they had to be laughing on the floor. The game would have been tied regardless because there was a runner on third. It would have been a sac fly, but Ronald, he gets the second, and that proves to be the killer as William Contreras walks it off. Quinn could not make the throw as the Braves win 6-5, a heartbreaking big-time blow for the Phillies, the Giants, and the Mets. Honestly, this might have been the biggest roller coaster game of the year. Mark Canatine, never mind. Joc Pederson, his first of 3. Yeah, he had 3 home runs in yesterday's contest, and Tommy La Stella belts one as well. Now we hit the skip button, and we find ourselves in the 5th inning, where Joc Pederson, Lord have mercy, 440 feet into the night sky. It's now 8-2 Giants. But wait a second. Wait, what is happening? Yo, what is this? The Mets take the lead on a Lindor 3-bagger. He has 13 RBIs ever since I said that Andres Gimenez is having a better season about 10 days ago, so he has been on fire. But Joc Pederson's heroics were on full display. That is 3 home runs and 7 RBIs. Then he adds to it an 8 RBI day with an RBI single in the 9th. And Brandon Crawford says, "Thanks, Joc, for setting me up." Brandon Crawford walks it off, so that is a huge W for the Giants, and hopefully they can get healthy soon and start being one of the more elite teams in baseball all over again. The Yankees and the Orioles, another close game. The Bronx Bombers were at it to begin the game. Rizzo, Trevino, more on Trevino in just a second, and Torres, they all go yard. Austin Hayes, though, he brings Baltimore within 1. He is an all-time Yankee killer. I think he has a 950 OPS in his career versus the Yankees. And Odor answers versus his former squad. That 3-run shot means Monty, again, will suffer a blown lead by the bullpen. I think he leads baseball in the most amount of leads blown by the bullpen after he comes out, which really sucks. Glaber makes it a 1-run game on a second, and Trevino evens it up, so we have some free baseball. Baltimore finds themselves up going into the bottom of the 11th when IKF, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, and Trevino, they both come up clutch. And good for Trevino, he has been a Yankees fan for almost his entire life. He has 10 RBIs and 65 at-bats, so he's a great story and a fan favorite already, and the Yankees are the first team in baseball to 30 wins. The Yankees' nemesis, the Boston Red Sox, are not close to 30 wins, but they absolutely bullied the Chicago White Sox yesterday. Hernandez jumps on the first pitch of the game, and stop me if you've heard this in the last few days, but Trevor Story hit a home run. Over his last 6 games, he has 17 RBIs and 6 home runs to go along with the 1476 OPS. I'm so happy for him because both him and Nolan Arenado are completely shattering the Coors Field argument, at least in the last few weeks. Dylan Cease was unable to stop the bleeding. He allows 7 earned runs. That is 6+ runs allowed in 2 of his last 3 starts, and the bullpen comes in, but Rafi doesn't care. The dude has 15 doubles, 10 home runs, 171 OPS plus. He's 25 years old. Why is nobody talking about the potential chance of Rafi to be a 400 double, 400 home run guy by the time that his career is all said and done? Vasquez and Verdugo felt left out, so they drive in a few, and their story with his 33rd RBI on the year. Franchi Cordero stays hot, and Christian says the V is for Vasquez. Boston is now top 6 in hits and batting average as a team, and they just need the pitching to hold up. And if they can get that to happen, this team will be fantastic for the remainder of the year. The Rockies and the Pirates, easy game to recap. Look at Rodolfo Castro fly, or as Buzz Lightyear once said, he is falling in style. I just kind of feel bad for Roansy Contreras. He strikes out 5 in 5 beautiful innings. Well, at least it was beautiful for Pittsburgh standards. Just the Rockies offense was good enough yesterday to get the job done. Ryan McMahon was the man, and the man with 2 first names delivers. Connor Joe makes it 2-1, and Daniel Bard, he doesn't get the save, but he is awarded with a W as the Rockies win 2-1. The Cubs and the Reds, Frank the Tank empties the tank on this one. Well, actually, there's still some left. We'll talk about that in a moment. Because Alfonso Rivas showed up again. That's a 2-run triple. Okay, like I mentioned, here's Frank Schwindel again. I think the tank is officially empty. Andrelton Simmons breaks it all the way open with a 2-run single. And rookies Christopher Morel and Seiya Suzuki, they have 2 groundouts, but they each have an RBI on their groundouts. Stroman had 8 strikeouts and 5 innings, and Chicago has been scoring a bunch lately. They have 12 home runs over their last 6 games. We have the Rays and the Marlins. Yes, it counts. The Kevin Kiermaier 20 home run campaign is officially being backed up by the gods. He's now getting home runs that aren't even leaving the ballpark. Harold Ramirez hits a 337-foot home run. Has to be one of the shortest home runs of the year. That gives Shane McClanahan 2 runs, but he and the bullpen only needed 1 because McClanahan, he has distanced himself from Dylan Cease and everyone else in the AL. He throws 6 scoreless innings with 9 punch-outs. He lowers his ERA to 2.09 and he leads baseball with 79 strikeouts and 52 innings. G-Man Choi put the exclamation point on this one with a 412-foot blast. The Rays are top 5 in team ERA, and the offense is starting to find a teeny bit more of consistency as of late, so watch out for the Rays. The Dodgers and the Nationals. Trey hit his first home run in Washington since being traded from Washington. Buehler did get torched a little bit by the Washington offense, but as you can see, Mookie comes in down by a run. They're no longer down. Right now, honestly, Mookie could be the favorite to win NL MVP, and I'm not joking. But real quick, I have to show you this 3-run Oppo Taco from Chris Taylor. And let's go ahead and talk about Mookie yet again because I'm excited about this. So I would say right now the MVP in the National League is between Manny Machado and Nolan Arenado as well as Bryce Harper. But Mookie Betts now has 12 home runs. He has a very nice 169 OPS plus, and he still plays fantastic defense. Muncy ends the scoring on a base-loaded walk, and the Dodgers are within 1 of 30 wins. In my opinion, they'll probably be the second, and there's a bunch of teams, I think, at 29 wins. The Mets are included in that conversation, so watch out for that. The Twins and the Tigers, easy game to recap. Thanks, Minnesota. Kepler was running on the pitch and scores on an Urshela base hit, and Correa pretty much does the exact same thing, but with Luis Ariz on the bases. Now let's talk about some defense because Byron Buxton, look at him. He is so good. Not only is he hitting a bunch of home runs and driving in runs, he is playing fantastic defense again, and so is Derek Hill in center field for the Tigers. The stick isn't all that great, but he shows up on that insane double play. Sonny Gray ends up going 7 shutout innings with a whopping 10 strikeouts, and the Twins are looking 100% legit and ready for a run in 2022. I'm not going to lie, Toronto got helped out a little bit by the umpires in this one against the Cardinals, but it didn't really matter because St. Louis couldn't score at all, really. Teoscar beats one out for an RBI single, and Danson, he shows the occasional glimpse that he can be a top 5 hitting catcher in baseball, so that's 14 doubles and 15 home runs over his last 81 games, which is pretty good. Springer triples in another, and then Vladimir Guerrero Jr. might have unlocked something. He has not hit a home run in nearly 3 weeks. I mean, I would know because the last time he did it was against Cleveland. Kevin Gausman has been nasty all year, 6 shutout innings, 8 strikeouts, and Jansen does it again. So 16 home runs over his last 81 games with a very impressive 123 OPS plus as a catcher. They'll take that. J-Ram, look at him making Framber Valdez work. That was a 12-pitch at-bat, and J-Ram wins that one with the bomb. But that's really the only good news if you're a Cleveland fan, because, yeah, the Astros are kind of good at baseball. Bregman snatches the lead on a 2-run double. Chas McCormick gets an RBI because apparently Cleveland likes using infielders as outfielders sometimes, I guess. Rodon's RBI single gives him 25 RBIs on the year, and this Kyle Tucker kid is something special. He was completely disrespected in last year's MVP race. He finished 20th even though he belted 70 extra base hits with 14 stolen bases and was one of the better defenders in baseball. And I just want to mention Zach Plesac now has a 4.84 ERA and an almost 5 FIP over his last 190-ish games. So basically that means he's been batting practice most of the time. The Angels and the Rangers, the speed of LA kind of panicked the Rangers defense. Walsh scores, and then Marsh's speed makes Seager rush in, and that error allows another run to score. Tyler Wade grabs an RBI on a bunt single, and Walsh This one is over the wall, no little bunts on this one. That's in the 5th inning, and it's still 5-0 in the 7th when Thor and Rengifo combined for a sick double play. Thor ends up throwing one mistake pitch, but that was to the red-hot Jonah Heim. But Thor ends up going 8 innings with 73 of his 93 pitches for strikes, and Iggy comes in for some damage control after Aaron Loop got lit up. That is Raisel Iglesias' 11th save on the year. The Diamondbacks and the Royals, I have to order Dalton Varsho's jersey right now. 440 feet. The ball was flying as MJ Melendez grabs one of his own, and then David Peralta goes the other way for another home run in this series. The rookies came up huge for Kansas City. You have MJ Melendez driving home 2 more. And forgive me if I mispronounce his first name. I think it's Darian Blanco. He pushes it to 6-3. He's a rookie, so I didn't know he existed until this very moment. So if I botched it, I'm sorry. Luplo got 97 pretty much down the middle, and he crushed it. So it's now a tie ball game, and the very underrated Pavin Smith has a chance to reclaim the lead. I kind of teed it up. Of course he does. 6 home runs and 21 RBIs. Melanson has 10 saves, and I'm going to sound like a broken record, but the future is bright in Atlanta. That lineup is going to be godly in the next few years, and Corbin Carroll might end this year as the #1 prospect at the end of 2022. He has been insane. The Padres got to Corbin Burns in the 1st inning, but that's all she wrote for scoring from San Diego. Blake Snell was filthy until he wasn't, so the first 4 innings were kind to him, but here comes the 5th. Mike Brasso homers, and Tyrone Taylor makes the Padres pay for bringing in Craig Stammen. Burns goes 6 with 5 strikeouts, and Devin Williams has 3 saves. He's going to be the closer with Josh Hader out, taking care of his wife and his family. And last but not least, A's and the Mariners. Chad Pinder and Jed Lowry, they both doubled to make it 2-0. And Jed Lowry must have pictured his childhood bully on this pitch because he demolished it. Matt Brash and George Kirby, they had fantastic first starts, and then they've kind of fallen off after that. J-Rod is having the opposite start to his career. He started off slow, but he is hitting so much better as of late. That's 5 home runs, 20 RBIs, an MLB best 12 stolen bases, and already a top defender with 3 OAA, that is outs above average. And just an FYI, if you guys are looking at stats, outs above average is better for outfielders, and defensive run saves, or DRS, is better for infielders. The more you know. Elvis Andrews does some damage in the 6th, and that was right before Luis Barria extends it to 7-5, and Danny Jimenez has been a save machine this year. He strikes out 2, and he now has 9 on the season. So that is going to do it for today's recap. I hope that you guys did enjoy. Shout out to a few of you guys that left some super thanks. We have one from CEO Jay. Fuzzy is the GOAT. I absolutely love that name. Manuel H. And then last but not least, Smooth Criminal asked if the Boston Red Sox should trade Xander Bogaerts. Now, they do have Jeter Downs, and he could play shortstop, and they also have Trevor Story, but I don't know if Jeter Downs is the guy right now. He's striking out 40% of the time in AAA, so thank you for the question. I really appreciate it. And to end today's recap, let's show the web gems.
It's a fly ball, left field. Brandon Marsh going back on it. He has room, jumps up, the catch to the wall. Garv Sauce gave it a ride.
Oh, what a play here. Arenado gets the lead man.
He really is. Anything that is hit that way, he is got
the talent that we had. Like Dan said, we just kind of stuck with it, believed in each other, and